Going down my checklist, I want to talk a little bit about what scaling back on cost means. I think this is an advantage for all of you, because you don't have any costs right now, and I encourage you not to layer them on top. When you go to US, if you're going to have a presence there, it doesn't make sense to rent an office. You've got to go into an accelerator or a co-work space. The reason is you're surrounded, it's kind of like the same way you're doing business now in Poland. A lot of domestic companies that have basically taken on a lot of people and have done longer-term leases with real estate, and everything's very expensive in the US, are scaling back and trying to figure out how to get out of those relationships. All right? The whole thing in technology is product market fit, as you know. You've probably heard that 10,000 times. And part of product market fit is you've got to figure it out over a period of time, because no one rarely gets it right the first time. And so you want to build longevity into your business, a runway, right? How much capital do you have? Is it 9 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years? The longer you've got, the more you can experiment in figuring out what works. You got to figure that out. So cutting back costs gives you longevity. You know, you don't want to build infrastructure in advance of revenue. And so that's the whole issue here. And you want to track, however, infrastructure development with revenue as it comes. So the mindset is of two ways, and it's somewhat contradictory. You've got to build for the future for scaling, and everyone says scaling is important, and it sure is. But you're not there yet. You've got to go to first base before you go second base, third base, home plate, baseball, right? So you got to think sort of one step at a time. And what's also important is, I think when you think about your business, you've got this big vision of what you want to be, but you really got to focus on the next 12 months. Execution is everything, right? Because the vision doesn't mean anything if you're not going to get there. So cost kind of fits into this, and I think it's great that you guys are here.